She thinks they are the smartest creatures in Midgard. Signy laughed softly, watching the girl scold the goat named Thunder. "You are stubborn, Thunder. Just like Papa when he runs out of mead," the goat bleated. Chewing on the frozen hem of her dress, Signy asked, "Does she always talk to them?" Einar leaned on his crutch, watching his daughter with a sad smile. "She believes they hold the spirits of old warriors, and that they understand the old tongue. She is unique," Signy whispered, charmed by the child's world. "She has a strange mind, Signy. She plants things in the earth, plants things. Did you notice? Her little finger is missing." Signy nodded, recalling the small hand hidden in the mitten. "The frost took it last winter. She cut it off and buried it by the ash tree. Why? She waters it every day, believing it will grow into a new hand. To replace the leg I lost." Signy felt a lump in her throat, a sorrow colder than the wind. "She wants to fix you, Einar. She has a heart too big for this frozen world." From that day on, Signy did not leave the hut until the moon rose. She became a shadow in their lives, a guardian spirit they could touch. She even joined Einar in his trade, becoming a thief of the night. "I will help you," she said, "but we follow your code. No stealing from the poor, and we share with the hungry." Signy added a rule of her own, one she kept secret from Einar. Whenever they stole from a greedy merchant, she would leave a gold coin from her father's hoard. It was a strange partnership, a fire elf and a crippled Viking. They moved like smoke and wood, silent and inseparable. But the Norns weave cruel threads, and peace is often the calm before the avalanche. One morning, the air was heavy with the smell of coming snow. Einar woke before dawn, tapping his way to Astrid's room. "Wake up, my little louse. The sun is lazy today." Astrid sat up, her eyes half closed, rubbing her cold nose. "Is it morning already, Papa?" Einar kissed her forehead. "Go fetch the water, but leave mist in the pen." "Why?" "I am taking her to the market, to trade for wool." Astrid nodded, grabbing the wooden bucket. She went to the pen, where Thunder the goat was waiting. "You hear that, Thunder? Mist is going on an adventure without us." The goat stomped his hoof, breathing steam into the air. "Do not be jealous. We will have our own fun on the road." Astrid tied the bucket to his back, and they set off down the icy path. They walked for an hour, the girl chatting, the goat listening. Everything was calm, until a figure appeared in the mist. It was a woman, tall and wrapped in a cloak of fine black wool. She stood in the middle of the road, her face pale and beautiful. "Hail, little one," the woman said, her voice like honey poured over ice. "Can you help me, child of the village?" Astrid stopped, remembering her father's warnings about strangers. But this woman did not look like a bandit. She looked like a queen. "I will help if I can. My lady, my father is wounded, lying in the snow not far from here." The woman pointed a slender finger toward the dark tree line. "I cannot carry him alone. Would your strong beast help us?" Thunder is strong, Astrid said proudly, patting the goat's neck. But we must hurry. Papa will worry if I am late. It will only take a moment. The woman smiled, and her eyes flashed with a strange light. Suddenly, a wind blew through the trees, lifting the woman's cloak. For a second, Astrid saw nothing strange, but the goat froze. Thunder's eyes rolled back in terror, and he let out a scream that was not a bleat. It was a warning, a primal sound of fear. Astrid stepped back, confused by the animal's panic. Quiet. Thunder. What is wrong? The woman's smile tightened, her patience wearing thin. Your beast smells the blood of my father. Do not fear. She reached out, grabbing Astrid's wrist with a grip like iron. Come, child. My father is very, very hungry. Astrid tried to pull away, but her legs felt heavy, as if they had turned to stone. Let me go, she cried, but her voice was swallowed by the wind. Thunder reared up, breaking his tether, and turned to run. He galloped back toward the village, braying the alarm. The woman laughed, a cold sound that chilled the blood. Let the beast run. He cannot save you now. Back at the village well, Einar the Lame stood waiting. The wind bit at his face, but a colder fear gnawed at his gut. Minutes stretched into hours, and the sun began its descent behind the peaks. He strained his eyes toward the road, looking for the small shape of his daughter. Instead, he saw a black blur galloping across the snow. It was Thunder, the goat, running alone and wild. The beast crashed into the village square, his chest heaving, eyes rolling in madness. Einar dropped his crutch, hopping forward on one leg to catch the animal. Where is she? Einar roared, shaking the goat by its horns. Where is Astrid? The goat bleated, a high-pitched scream of terror that chilled the blood of all who heard. Einar saw the empty rope dragging in the snow, and he knew, show me. He commanded, grabbing his crutch and swinging himself onto the beast's back. It was a desperate sight, a crippled man riding a goat through the drifts. But the villagers did not laugh, for the look on Einar's face was death itself. Thunder ran, retracing his steps, hoofprints filling with fresh powder. He led Einar to the edge of the woods, where the pines grew twisted and black. There, lying in the white snow, was a single woolen mitten. It was small, red, and knit by Einar's own hands. Einar slid from the goat, picking up the mitten with trembling hands. He looked at the snow around it and saw the tracks. They were not human footprints, but deep, dragging ruts. Draugr, he whispered, the word freezing on his lips. The walking dead, the corpse-eaters who dwell in the high caves. He knew he could not fight a Draugr alone, not with one leg and a rusty axe. He needed fire to fight the cold of the grave. He looked at the Ironwood, the forbidden forest of the firekin. He grabbed Thunder's head, pressing his forehead against the beast's coarse fur. Listen to me, old friend. You must be brave one last time. He pointed his axe toward the dark heart of the forest. Run into the trees. Find the woman of fire. Find Signy. The goat hesitated, smelling the ancient magic of the elves. Run. Einar shouted, slapping the beast's flank. Thunderbolted, disappearing into the shadows of the ironwood. Einar did not wait. He followed, dragging his body over the roots and rocks. He knew the penalty for entering the ironwood was death, but he did not care. As he crossed the tree line, the air grew heavy and hot. Suddenly, a hiss erupted from the undergrowth, loud as escaping steam. A massive shape rose from the snow, blocking his path. It was a wingless dragon of the forest, with scales like obsidian, the guardian of the clan, ready to strike the intruder. The serpent reared back, its maw opening to reveal rows of crystalline teeth. Einar raised his axe, bracing for the end. Strike then, he yelled, but I will not turn back. The lindworm lunged, faster than a whip. But before its teeth could tear Einar's flesh, a voice commanded the silence. Halt! The shout carried the force of an avalanche. Signy appeared from the mist, stepping between the monster and the man. Her hair was flaming red, her eyes burning holes in the gloom. She raised a hand, and the lindworm lowered its massive head. Submissive, he is under my protection, she told the beast. Dismissing it, she turned to Einar, her face pale with worry. I told you never to come here, Einar. Are you mad? They took her, Einar gasped, falling to his knees in the snow. Who took her? A Draugr hag, posing as a noblewoman. She took Astrid. Signy's eyes widened, the fire within her flaring up, when, just now, on the road to the market, Einar grabbed the hem of her cloak, his pride forgotten. She is all I have, Signy. I beg you, by our oath. Save her. Signy looked at him. Seeing the man who had saved her life once, she knew she was not a warrior trained for the high peaks. She knew the Draugr lived in the Dead Man's Crag, a place of shadow and rot. She thought of calling her father, Brander, to send the clan's warriors, but she remembered his threat that he would kill Einar if he saw him. She made her choice in a heartbeat. Go back to your hut, Einar. Wait for us there. I will not leave her. You cannot climb the crag with one leg. You will only slow me down. She placed a warm hand on his frozen cheek. I swear by the fire in my blood, I will bring her back. Einar looked into her hazel eyes and saw a promise forged in steel. Bring her home, Signy. Signy nodded once, then vanished, turning into a streak of smoke and embers. She moved through the forest, hunting the scent of decay. Meanwhile, high in the grey peaks, inside a cave that smelled of old bones, a fire sputtered in a circle of stones, but it gave no warmth. An old Draugr, a male with skin like dried leather, sat sharpening a bone knife. He hummed a tune, a song of hunger and waiting. Little meat, tender meat, walk into my pot. If she comes empty-handed, then she is what I've got. Footsteps echoed in the tunnel, heavy and wet. His daughter entered, the beautiful woman now shedding her disguise. Her skin turned grey and sloughing, her eyes sinking into hollow pits. She dragged a sack behind her. Inside was a sobbing child. The hag grinned, her jaw unhinging slightly. Look, father, I brought a little lamb for the stew.